Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rene, and today I'm here with Len. We're gonna be talking about, versus if you need a full roof replacement or if you only need to have your roof repaired by, of course, a real roofing company.
A lot of times people call the office and they talk to Celeste, right? And they say, "Oh God, my roof is leaking. I need to get a roofing estimate." And we go out. They've already gotten several estimates to replace the roof, and we get on the roof, and what do we find in a lot of cases?
A lot of cases they don't, they are like far from need to get an entire roof replacement.
It-
Sometimes they only have a minor issue, sometimes a few shingles, sometimes is a tree branch just went through the roof, only a couple of shingles, a piece of plywood, and that's it.
Absolutely. Here's my recommendation, right? You call a roofing company out. If they tell you you need a brand new roof, have them explain to you why. In some cases, it's very, very obvious that you need a new roof. The homeowner knows just, as far as the age of the roof, chronologically, they know, wow, that roof's been on there a very long time, and they know it's time to replace it, right? But if you think the age of your roof is like, say, 0 to 15 years old or 0 to 14 years old, and somebody's telling you you need a new roof, I would have them explain to you why they need a new roof, right?
Yeah, they need to give you a good explanation about why
Because
they.
what we find in a lot of cases are rotted plumbing boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
uh,
Broken shingles, like you
Broken
just
shingles.
mentioned.
Sometimes like kind of leaky valley. Sometimes they don't even need a repair. They just have like so much trash in the roof. They all need is just to clean the roof, and that's it.
Sometimes it's the roof cleaning, and I thought you were going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. We've got the notorious nail pop, right? A lot of
pop.
roofs here in the Atlanta area, the roofs have 1x stock on and 1x6, right? Which is just random planking. Those have a tendency to push nails out of the nailing surface of the roof, and those will come through the shingle and create leaks as well. Like there are so many minor things that can go wrong from like
Yeah.
what you said, a dirty roof. If they're not
Dirty
cleaning
roof.
their roof off, once or twice a year, or having a professional do it, all that, the leaves and all the trash build up on the roof
Yeah, at least
will back
minimum
water
once.
up into your attic space. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Um,
And I glad you say that the pop up nails probably that is maybe 40% of the issues. The calls when we come over there, it's a pop up nail just went through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Nails. Here's the thing: your roof deck has a certain amount of deflection. All that means is as your house moves and it vibrates, right? Your deck has a little bit of vibration, and it's gonna push those fasteners up through the roofing shingle or pop your shingle up a little bit, and that's where you might find a little bit of water intrusion, right?
Yep.
The other thing we run into a lot, and I know we haven't mentioned it here, a lot of customers will have their roof improperly installed, right? But that still doesn't mean in every case they have to replace that roof, right?
No, no,
They-
no.
It might have
not all
been
the time.
the guy that was working on that section, right? Maybe high nailed half a dozen shingles, right? And we can go back and make a repair in a lot of cases, right?
Yeah, most of roofs are repairable 100% when, if they have a contractor or an installer made a mistake, most of those mistakes are repairable 100%.
Right. So what you mean is, right, if the roof is repairable, we can repair it.
Exactly.
If it's not repairable and it needs to be replaced, absolutely we'll replace it.
Yeah, or if the repair is like kind of too big, the one is going to almost cost what a new roof is going to cost, we bring that to the owner's attention and look.
Well, that makes exactly right. That if it doesn't make sense to do a huge repair, because now you're coming up close to the cost of a new roof.
Exactly.
Why not just take the benefits of a new roof, have us rip off that old roof and put on a new one?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that can be done. I know a lot of people are budget conscious, especially now. There's a lot of stuff going on with interest rates and all that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, we always are looking out for your pocketbook, right? Or your wallet, whatever the case may be, right? So if we can repair it and save you some money, we're happy to do it. But if that roof needs to be replaced, we will present you with the most cost-effective options, right?
Yep. Like you say, how to know if you really need a roof to be, the full roof to be replaced is, like you say, if you know your roof is not really old and you have a leaking roof, you call a roofing contractor and they tell you, well, you need to replace the whole roof. You always can get a second opinion. Just call another reputable roofing company.
That is a good way to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on. Get 3 estimates and see if each one of those estimates are giving you the same information independently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever share your roofing estimate with another contractor. Like if one or two contractors come in and the third guy comes in and says, hey man, can I see your estimate? No. Let them do their own independent evaluation. Let them tell you what they
Yep.
think.
We are a 100% transparent company. We're gonna do an inspection on your roof. Of course, if we after we do the inspection, we think that roof is not too old, but it needs to be replaced instead of repair because it's gonna, cost probably something similar. We're gonna be honest and tell you, like, look, your roof is not too old, but it has so many issues. Like, you don't worth to make a repair.
Yeah, and you know what? For us to call us up and come out, it doesn't cost anything. At least it doesn't cost you anything. We'll come out on our dime, on our time, and we will properly assess your roof and let you know what's going on. The other thing is, call us if your roof is getting to that age. Call us every year. We'll come out once a year. We'll come out more often than that if you're worried about it, right? But the worst thing you can do is wait until it's too late, until your roof is leaking into the attic and into your insulation and creating mold and all kinds of other issues. It's always better to be proactive when it comes to especially the thing that's protecting one of your, in most people, largest assets, which is your home, right? So, but in any event, I'm Len.
And I'm Rene. And don't forget, like and subscribe to our channel and watch all of our videos.
Yes, absolutely. And we really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch.